Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about vectors in physics. A vector describes a quantity which has both a direction and a magnitude. However, a scalar describes a quantity which has no direction but only a magnitude. So an example of a scalar could be the mass of an object, or its temperature, or time. This is because none of these quantities have a direction. An example of a vector quantity could be a force, because a force is applied in a direction. If you've heard the word velocity, velocity just means speed in a given direction. So these are examples of vector quantities, since they're described with both a direction and a magnitude. So to begin talking about vectors, I'm going to start with displacement. Displacement is a measure of the change in position of an object. So you could imagine two positions, P1 and P2. Imagine starting at P1 and walking in a straight line all the way to P2. Is the distance that you walked between both points a vector or a scalar quantity? Well, distance is actually a scalar quantity because it has no direction, only a magnitude. And this can be kind of hard to understand, so imagine not walking in a straight line. Imagine walking on a curved path between both points, like this one. So the distance that you've walked between the 2 points will increase because you're not going directly in a straight line between both points. However, the displacement vector is the same in both cases. The displacement vector is denoted by the capital D with an arrow above it, and it consists of an arrow which points from P1, the starting position, to P2, the ending position. So we can see how distance, a scalar value, and displacement, a vector value, are different from one another. The scalar quantity for distance travelled depends on the path that you choose between 2 points. The shortest path between 2 points would be a straight line, and the further you travel off this straight line path, the more distance you will end up travelling between the 2 points. However, the displacement vector will always point from the starting position to the ending position, and it does not depend on the path travelled. So consider this. What if you started at the point P1 and travelled in a circular-like path and ended up at the same point? What would your distance be, and what would the displacement vector be? Well, the distance would be the entire distance that you travelled across the whole path, whereas your displacement vector would be 0, because remember that the displacement vector points from the starting position to the ending position. And if your ending position is your starting position, then the displacement vector will be equal to 0. So this was just a short introduction into vectors, where we looked into vector and scalar quantities. If you learned something from this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Check out my playlist section of my channel for similar videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.